Hello everyone, welcome to any new subscribers. My name is Marianne Guevara, and on this channel I talk about books, film, anything that interests me, and I'm just here to share my feelings. And today, as you can tell from the title, I will be talking about my movie collection. Now, on one of my previous videos, my bookshelf tour, I mentioned briefly that I might do a movie collection video, and some of you have given me the feedback that you would like to see it, so I thought, why not? So for today's video, I won't be showing here my criterions because I already have a separate video for that, and I'll link it down below somewhere. So today it'll only just be my other movies, so none of my boutique labels or anything like that. So the first of the videos or DVDs that I'm going to show you is Taxi Driver, the famous Martin Scorsese classic. This is a 2-disc special edition set that I got from Barnes & Noble. You just flip it open, you got De Niro, you got Foster, and then you got the 2 discs. So yeah, I was just in the mood to finally get to see this famous Martin Scorsese classic, and I did enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to rewatching it, though. It's definitely a film that I have to be in the right mood for. A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, directed by Michael Hoffman, and it's basically an adaptation of the play, the comedy, and Midsummer Night's Dream is one of my favorite comedies. It is my favorite Shakespeare comedy as of right now, and I wanted to see this mainly, I'm not gonna lie, because I heard that Christian Bale plays Demetrius, and yeah, it's a fun adaptation of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I will have to rewatch it, but yeah. Labyrinth, starring Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie. I think, David Bowie has been in many films, but I believe that this might be the one where he's most recognized in. Like in mainstream audiences, mainly I think because a lot of people growing up in the 80s saw Labyrinth, and yeah, it is cheesy fun. Ghost in the Shell, one of my favorite sci-fi films. Great animated sci-fi film, and it's not afraid to delve into a lot of philosophical discussions about humanity, like transhumanism with like cyborgs, but then also with proposing this idea of the next step in humanity's evolution, that sort of thing, what determines a human. If you haven't watched the original Ghost in the Shell, I would recommend that you do. Gone with the Wind, the classic from 1939. What can I say? It's a landmark of cinema, of American cinema, and I very much would like to. I wanted to own a physical copy of it, and yeah, I wanted to see it for myself. Casino Royale. I'm not really a James Bond aficionado or anything like that, but Casino Royale is a great action film in general, not just a James Bond film, and I really like it. It also has Mads Mikkelsen playing Le Chiffre, which I really love, so yeah. The Lighthouse, directed by Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers is definitely one of the directors one of the current directors that I am just really, looking out for his other films, because both The Witch and The Lighthouse I found to be very excellent. I just really admire the stories he decides to take and direct, because they're pretty unconventional with modern releases. They tend to be, they dabble in horror, but they also are a bit of period pieces, and you don't see a lot of that. At least I don't really see a lot of that. Love the performance of both Dafoe and Pattinson, and it gave off a bit of, a ground po and a teensy-weensy bit of Lovecraft at the end. So yeah, I would definitely recommend The Lighthouse and The Witch too, if you haven't watched that one. The Babadook, which in my opinion is one of the best horror films that came out of the 2010s. This one was also quite special because it's one of those horror films that, wasn't about a demon or like a legend or anything. It's very much its own thing. And this was excellent, fantastic performances between the 2 leads, the mother and the son. I believe, Essie Davis and Noah Wiseman, they both did a fantastic job. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I know it got panned when it first initially came out, but over the years it's gotten more popular. The Shining, Stanley Kubrick, of course. It's a classic. Not much is need to be said about it, but yeah. One of the best horror films. John Carpenter's The Thing. My favorite John Carpenter film. I do like it better than Halloween. But yeah, fantastic sci-fi horror. This and Alien are just great. Blade Runner, The Final Cut, another testament to how the late 70s and early 80s were just dropping amazing sci-fi films. Blade Runner has become a favorite of mine. I wasn't expecting the noir feel to it, but I really dig it, and I love the soundtrack. I love, the aesthetic of the film, the special effects. Great. It's a classic for a reason. And then we have one of my favorite period dramas and my favorite Jane Austen adaptation. That is 1995's Persuasion. I know there's a 2007 Persuasion, but I highly, highly, highly recommend that you watch the 1995. Like I said, it's my favorite Jane Austen adaptation. And this one has Amanda Root and Karen Hines as the leading roles of Anne Elliot and Frederick Wentworth. And yeah, I really like it. It's unlike any other adaptations of Jane Austen in the sense that this one is much more grounded. And because of that, maybe it won't appeal to many modern audiences. It does feel less Hollywood-esque, and I think that's why I like it a lot. There's, a bit more commitment to, to adhering to the time period with the natural lighting and the not much, makeup and all that. And, like, the actors don't look typical Hollywood pretty, and I really do appreciate that. But yeah, this is great, and Karen Hines will be my, I think will always be my Frederick Wentworth. It's chapter 1. Definitely what I would consider a great horror adventure. Not necessarily scary, but it's definitely one that you would want to pop in the player when you have a group of friends over and you're gonna have a good time. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I haven't watched the original Cloverfield, but I did like this one because it's one of those thrillers that take place within an enclosed area or in an enclosed space, and I do like those type of thrillers. And this one was good. John Goodman was fantastic, very effective. I'm so used to him playing jolly characters, whether it was Emperor's New Groove or Monsters Inc. So seeing him here is kind of, he's really good in it, but it's just disjointed whenever I see him in these type of roles. Blade Runner 2049. A lot of people recommended that I watch the sequel when I first watched Blade Runner, and I've heard people say that it's not only as good but as better than original. I wouldn't say that. In my opinion, I think that the original is better. Though I can see why a lot of people like this more. It's definitely more sleek. It's definitely one to appeal more to modern sensibilities, but it's still a great sci-fi and one of the better sequels out there for sure. Crimson Peak. I watched this for the second time last year, and when I first watched it in the theaters with my friends, I was kind of meh because I found the plot to be a bit generic. I think like the greatest sin of this film is just that the plot is just too predictable, but everything else really appealed to me. It's a film that kind of just ticked all my boxes. It's like gothic romance. It got creepy ghosts. Guillermo del Toro is helming it, Tom Hiddleston and everything. I see that the plot is still pretty predictable, but once I just understood and accepted that this was great fun, and yeah, it's a favorite of mine. It's definitely not perfect, I understand that, but pretty underrated, and it is my second favorite Del Toro film, for sure. Yes, I do like this better than A Shape of Water, but yeah, Crimson Peak is just one of those films where it seemed like it was made for me. Next, we got some of my steelbooks. So these are part of the G-Kids Special Limited Edition Studio Ghibli steelbooks, and I managed to get my 3 favorites. So I have here Spirited Away, and I really like these because these steelbooks have not only the DVD but the Blu-ray, and if a lot more steelbooks had both the DVD and Blu-ray, I would get them, but sadly they don't, but these do, and I really do like it. So this one is a red color, oh shoot, and it's like that. So that's my favorite Studio Ghibli film. My second favorite is Howl's Moving Castle, which is this, I don't know, mauve, dull pink color, but yeah, this is one of my favorites. And then my third favorite is Princess Mononoke, and this is supposed to be orange, It's really hard to tell, but yeah, really do enjoy this one. For box sets, we got The Man Who Fell to Earth. This is the one produced or put out by Lionsgate. Uh, I've shown the actual Blu-ray of it, but it does have like lots of cool, goodies in it, like postcards and posters and stuff. But yeah, this one I want to give a shout out because this is Death Parade. Now, this isn't a film. This is an anime series, the only one that I own, and I highly, highly, highly recommend that you watch Death Parade. Not a lot of people know much about Death Parade, and it's a great shame because it's a fantastic anime. It's one of those that isn't based off of, or it's not an adaptation of a manga series. And I definitely would recommend that you watch it because it is only 12 episodes long. So I'm not asking you to watch like 120 episodes, just 12 episodes. And I don't want to say a lot. I actually want you to go into this blind. So if you happen to watch Death Parade, come back here and tell me how you found it. I loved it. It's one of my favorites. This is a beautiful box set that opens up like an elevator. And if you've watched the series, you know why the elevator is so significant. But yeah, it's a special edition. And it comes with, special cards in it as well. So there. That's your sneak peek. That's the only sneak peek you're getting. But yeah, highly recommend Death Parade. The next film I'm about to show you also comes highly recommended, and you definitely should watch it, and that is Perfect Blue, directed by Satoshi Kon. This is one of my favorite, thrillers, not just in anime or animation, but in general. This is just a fantastic film. I believe this was Satoshi Kon's debut film, and it's phenomenal. It's my favorite of his. It's such a disturbing, twisting story. But anyway, please watch Perfect Blue. I think I might do like a separate video talking about it or just recommending it. But yeah, as a Millennium Actress, this was his second film after Perfect Blue, and this one is quite different. It's not a thriller or anything, but it is a drama. However, similar to Perfect Blue, it does make use of a bit of surrealism as well. We're kind of jumping back and forth within time, shifting perspectives and on all of that. And yeah, if you're a fan of Satoshi Kon, I would recommend that you do check out Millennium Actress. It is another fantastic film. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. This is a film that is over 100 years old. It was the film that pretty much catapulted the whole German Expressionism movement. So films like Nosferatu or Metropolis by Fritz Lang. Yeah, this is sort of the one that kind of started it all, or started that whole movement, and I really enjoyed it. This might be my favorite silent film. And when you watch it, really do see how it kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of, horror films, the whole framing device, the twist ending, that sort of thing. And you really can see how someone like Tim Burton was inspired by the aesthetic or the style of German Expressionism. This is also the film that got me introduced to Conrad Veidt, who plays the main character, one of the characters, Cesare. So yeah, I definitely would recommend that you watch The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Joker, 2019 film, the film that got Joaquin Phoenix to swipe all the Best Actor awards. This was my personal favorite film out of 2019. I know because it has gotten so popular, like really, really popular, that it's become fashionable to bash this film. It's not like the perfect film ever. I'm not going to say that, but I think it's still a well-executed film. And this was like my best theater experience watching Joker. So yeah, I do love this film. And then lastly are my Disney films. I don't have a Disney Plus, and I don't intend on ever getting a Disney Plus. I'd rather just collect all my favorite Disney films, get them in physical format, and that's just how I'm gonna enjoy them. I only have 3 at the moment, but we have here The Little Mermaid, my favorite ever Disney film. That's not going to change. This has had such a huge impact on me as a child, so yeah, Little Mermaid. My second favorite Disney film, Beauty and the Beast. My third favorite Disney film, that would have to be Aladdin. That was all of my films. They're not a lot, at least compared to other people in the cinema circle. But yeah, I try to be particular with the films that I bring in, that I buy. And yeah, if you have any questions regarding my collection, please feel free to comment down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.